Dr. Evelyn Pierce had always been fascinated by the stars. A leading scientist in the field of interspecies biology, she had worked for years on Earth's advanced medical research team, seeking to unravel the mysteries of alien physiology. Humanity had long since begun exploring the stars, forging alliances and treaties with a variety of species, many of whom suffered from diseases that humans had never encountered. But none of that had prepared her for what she was about to face. When the message arrived, it was a diplomatic one. At least it seemed so at first. The royal family of the Virians, one of the most powerful and advanced alien species in the galaxy, was requesting assistance from Earth. Their youngest and most beloved princess, Ziloria, had contracted a rare and deadly disease that no one could cure. For months, their best minds had failed to find an antidote. The princess was dying, and her condition was deteriorating rapidly. Evelyn's heart skipped a beat when she saw the invitation to meet with the Virian delegation. The opportunity to work alongside the Virians was a dream for any scientist, and Evelyn knew this could be her chance to make a real difference, not only for Earth but for the galaxy itself. The Virians were humanoid, with skin that shimmered in shades of violet and gold, their eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity. They were technologically advanced, but even they had reached an impasse with the princess's affliction. Evelyn set to work immediately, studying the genetic material sent to her and analyzing the disease. It was unlike anything she had ever encountered. It wasn't just a disease. It was a parasitic infection that attacked the host cells on a molecular level, draining life force and causing irreversible damage. For weeks, she worked tirelessly, conducting experiments late into the night, often with only the faint hum of alien technology for company. And then one fateful evening the breakthrough came. She had been experimenting with a serum designed to stimulate the immune system in the way it naturally responded to infections. It was an offshoot of her work on human immune disorders, but she had never expected it to work on an alien species. The human body had a remarkable resilience, after all. But could it extend to the Virians? In her lab, the hum of machinery filled the air as she prepared the serum for testing. With a deep breath, she injected a sample of the serum into one of the princess's cells under the microscope. The results were immediate and astonishing. The infection began to reverse. Chapter 2. The Princess. The news spread through the Virian palace like wildfire. Princess Ziloria, the jewel of the Virian people, was lying in a sterile medical chamber, her frail form surrounded by concerned advisors and doctors. She was pale, her once vibrant purple skin dull and lifeless. The life force that had once radiated from her seemed to be flickering out. She had little time left. Ziloria had always been a beacon of hope for her people. She had been poised to lead the Virians into a new era of peace and prosperity. Her death would not only be a personal tragedy but a blow to the heart of her civilization. When the message arrived that Earth's top scientist had developed a potential cure, the royal court was hesitant but desperate. No one knew what to expect from a human, and no one trusted a foreign species to save their princess. But the situation had become dire. Ziloria's father, King Riven, made the decision to allow Dr. Pierce to administer the treatment. The fate of his daughter, and possibly his people, depended on it. The moment Evelyn entered the room, she could feel the weight of the entire Virian empire resting on her shoulders. Ziloria lay motionless on a platform, her eyes closed and her breathing shallow. A team of Virian doctors and aides stood by, watching with a mix of suspicion and hope. Evelyn had never been one to shrink from pressure, but the sight of the dying princess stirred something deep within her. She couldn't help but wonder what this princess had meant to her people, how much they loved her. It was a reminder of the power of life and death, of how precious every single life was, no matter the species. She glanced at King Riven, who gave her a solemn nod. "You must save her," he said, his voice filled with raw emotion. "I beg of you." Evelyn nodded, her resolve hardening. She didn't have all the answers yet, but she would give her best. She injected the serum into the princess's foreline, watching as the tiny droplets slowly disappeared into her veins. Chapter 3: The Miracle. Hours passed in tense silence. The royal court watched as the effects of the serum took hold. Ziloria's once lifeless body began to stir, the color returning to her skin. Her breathing became steadier, deeper. A faint pulse could be detected. The royal doctors were speechless. Evelyn's hands trembled as she monitored the monitors. It was working. Against all odds, it was working. As the first rays of light crept through the palace windows, Ziloria's eyes fluttered open. For a moment, she seemed disoriented, her pupils dilated, but then she focused on Evelyn with an intensity that took the scientist's breath away. You saved me," Ziloria whispered, her voice hoarse. Evelyn gave a small, relieved smile. "It wasn't me. It was the serum. It's a miracle." Ziloria sat up slowly, her strength returning. The princess's first words were a whisper of gratitude, but it was her gaze that conveyed everything. Evelyn had given her back her life. She had not only cured her disease, but she had also restored the hope of an entire people. Chapter 4: Redemption. Ziloria's recovery was swift. In the following days, she regained her strength, and the Virian court celebrated her miraculous recovery. But for Evelyn, the victory was bittersweet. She had given them the cure, but she had also given them a piece of herself. Her name was now etched into the history of the Virians. And yet, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to be done. One evening, Ziloria approached Evelyn, standing tall and regal, her violet skin glowing with vitality once again. "Dr. Pierce," she said, her voice now filled with the confidence of a ruler, "I owe you my life. More than that, I owe you the future of my people." Evelyn glanced up, her brow furrowing. "Your people will always be grateful to you, Princess. But I have to ask, what now?" Ziloria smiled. "Now we lead together. You have shown me that even across the stars, we are not so different. The bond between our species is one of hope and life. I want to offer you something, Evelyn, something that will change both our worlds." Evelyn's heart raced as Ziloria continued. "You will be honored as a member of the royal court. Your knowledge will be shared with the Virians. And most importantly, you will be part of a new alliance, one built not on politics, but on shared life and the belief that we can heal not just bodies, but the wounds between species." Evelyn stood in stunned silence. She had saved a life. But in doing so, she had forged a new future, not just for Ziloria, but for both humans and Virians alike.